Welcome to the 2018 Winter Ball. Thank you for being part of this exciting evening. Tonight, we are very pleased to recognize two very deserving individuals, Dr. Omar Tamimi and Nick Pagano. Dr. Tamimi is receiving our Physician of Distinction Award. He joins a list of exceptional physicians recognized over the past several years. I first met Dr. Tamimi in the 1990s at Kimball Medical Center, but it wasn't until years later, when I returned to Kimball as CEO, that I got to work closely with him. And now working with him at CMC, what continues to impress me the most is his unwavering commitment to his patients and strong advocacy for the medical staff. It's actually a little hard for me to believe that he's been a member of our medical staff for over 25 years. He is certainly deserving of this recognition, and I'm grateful that he chooses to practice at Community Medical Center. Our first recipient of the Roseanne Sitter Impact Award is Nick Pagano. Nick and I just met a few years ago when I came to Community Medical Center. Nick is a member of the CMC Foundation Board and is very active and proud supporter of the hospital. Because of his efforts, the services at the J. Phillips Sitter Regional Cancer Center have been greatly enhanced. Funds from the wine tasting event helped to create the transportation program at the Cancer Center, which has provided over 25,000 trips for patients needing help coming to the hospital for care. It is very fitting that Nick is receiving the first Roseanne L. Sitter Community Impact Award, as Nick and Roseanne were close friends and business associates. I know Roseanne would be pleased with this choice. I feel privileged to recognize Dr. Tamimi and Nick, and I'm extremely proud they have chosen to share their talents with Community Medical Center. They have helped countless people through their work and are truly an inspiration to me and so many others.
Omar can get you to do something that you really don't want to do, that you know you have to do, and you do it gladly.
He's meticulous with his work. He's very knowledgeable.
Well liked by peers, nurses, all the staff.
We've shared many sick people over the years, and he impacted their lives tremendously, not only on a physician level, but on a personal level.
He's very stable and dependable and even-tempered.
In the hospital, he's known as the mediator. He's our level head. He's the one that we go to with a lot of problems.
You know, he's a hard worker. When he puts his mind to it, it's not done until it's done. So he works very, very hard.
He's open-minded, willing to go outside the box.
He is a tremendous role model for physicians in a very complicated era of healthcare that we're in.
And he plays hard. He goes to his Rutgers games and his Giants games, and he loves his golf. And he's also all in.
Actually, I love my job. I think that's the thing that I really do like the majority of what I do, and so that's triggers me. You know, I come in and meet new people every single day, and it's still a fun job.
He knew from very, very young age that he wanted to be a physician.
From the time I was a very small kid, as far back as I can remember, I knew that that's what I wanted to do.
I think that contributing to a community is very important to him. He's there for his patients and there for the community. The Boy Scouts are very important to him. Every day that he can help someone, and sometimes it doesn't mean save a life, but it does mean be there.
Looking over all the years that I've been doing it, what's wonderful about it is when you want to look at your life and say, you know, what have you done? You know, and you say, okay, I've accomplished something, I've done some good. That's what really is, you know, what's wonderful about just my vocation. You know, it's impacting people, and they impact you.
He's also really courageous and brave, and I have seen that. So, you know, maybe people wouldn't see that, but I have.
My name is Rick Palomari, and I'm the Vice President for Development of the Community Medical Center Foundation. I had the privilege, actually the honor, of working with Roseanne Sitter for almost 20 years. She was dedicated to Community Medical Center and many other organizations in our community. She was very supportive of me from the start and challenged me to never accept no as the final answer. Roseanne was an active member of the Community Medical Center and Community Medical Center Foundation boards and spent time as chair of both. She was committed to elevating the care we provide our patients. Roseanne was not one for the limelight and often worked behind the scenes. She learned the importance of giving back to the community from her parents. She has passed on these same ideals to her daughters, Heather and Lori, her nieces and nephews, and now her grandchildren. Everyone at Community Medical Center was deeply affected when she passed away in 2016. We began thinking about how we could remember her in a special way. We know the generosity of the Sitter Foundation will continue to touch many people, but we wanted to ensure Roseanne's legacy lived on. So we established the Roseanne L. Sitter Community Impact Award. We were especially pleased that the family chose Nick Pagano to be the first recipient. He's the first of many special people who will be recognized for their good work. I'm sure Roseanne would be pleased with our choice, and I'm equally sure that she would have some good suggestions and comments about how we could have made tonight just a little bit better. Thank you.
We chose the first award recipient to be Nick Pagano because Lori and I didn't even have to say anything to each other. We just looked at each other and we said, Nick.
He's a good businessman, cares a lot about the company.
And he has to be probably the fairest boss I've ever worked with before. He never loses his cool. He always keeps his temperament, and even in tough situations, he still manages to squeeze by.
And he does so much for everybody, for the community. I mean, he volunteers. He's Little League coach. I think he's doing basketball now too. The wine tasting every year is very, very important to him.
Nick's a great father. He's the coach for all of his boys' sports, basketball, baseball. Very involved.
I wouldn't be involved in the wine tasting or the foundation if it wasn't for Nick. So it's been a pleasure to be his friend and to watch him grow into this philanthropist type person who's done some great things for the foundation. And I'm happy. I'm happy to see where he's at in his life and all the things he's accomplished. He did pretty good for a kid from Toms River. That's what I would have to say.
He's fun, but he's serious. So when he's always very serious and focused. He's probably the most focused person.
I think he really cares about other people, and I really think he, even though he might not always show it on his face, I think he has a deep empathy for people and for tough situations that they're in.
Being kind to people and treating people how you want to be treated, and I think that Nick's carried that through at the office lounge and more so in his personal life. So I'm not surprised that he's receiving this award, and I think that he deserves this award. And I think that after Phil passed away, I think that Roseanne had the same impact on him. I think she was a big support for him and a guiding force in helping him obviously get involved with the wine tasting and getting involved with the foundation as well.
What makes people who they are is the things that really occur in their lives. And I think that the death of Phil played a huge impact on him. The death of Roseanne also played a huge impact on him. And I think ever since then, he's wanted to try to emulate their philanthropic aspirations and ideals.
I got involved in real estate because Phil always wanted me to get involved in real estate, and then me and Roseanne kind of hit it off like me and Phil hit it off, and she taught me a lot about real estate, and her impact to me was about giving back to the community, investing in your community, and being involved in your community.
I would say it started with her parents. Both of them were very involved in the community, and they taught her, and as well as the rest of the family, that it was always important to give back.
Yeah, I agree. I think it stemmed mostly from her parents and the impact that they had. It was hard not to follow in those footsteps.
Phil was definitely a mentor. Yeah. And then I think that my mom too, obviously, but he was very close with Mom,
Phil was very much a mentor to me, And I like to say, like Phil and Roseanne, they taught me the same thing at different parts of my life.
Gives his time and helps others a lot with donations, our fundraiser. Just an all-around good guy.
I'm more of a behind-the-scenes guy. I don't do things because I want an award, but I appreciate being honored, and in Roseanne's name is a big honor. And I just like to tell everybody, like, you know, give back to your community. When I say give back to your community, I don't mean donate money to all these charities, but it's about being involved. Get on a committee, be on a board, you know, coach your kids' teams in the community so, you know, people get to know you and you impact the community somehow.